Happy Chanukah, everyone. We know the story of Chanukah goes back to the time of the Second Temple. It was then that the Assyrian Greeks were in control of the entire region. And they tried to Hellenize the Jewish people, which meant they wanted us to embrace their ideology and philosophy and to forsake our connection to Torah. Initially, they tried to do it with kindness and to embrace us, but when that didn't work, they imposed draconian laws against the Jewish people. No Shabbat, no circumcision, no learning of Torah. And then they decreed that a sacrifice of a chazer, of a pig, be brought inside the temple to the Greek gods. The Maccabees could tolerate it no longer. They gathered together a loyal bunch of Jewish people, and miraculously, this band of Jews drove out this mighty, powerful Assyrian Greek army, which was a tremendous miracle. They then returned to the temple and found that it had been defiled. All the oil that would be used to light the candelabrum inside the temple was defiled and could not be used. They found one tiny cruse of oil. And when they lit it, miraculously, it lasted 8 days, 8 nights, and it was enough time to produce new oil that was sanctified. So we remember the miracles, the miracle of the war and the battle, and the miracle of the oil that continued to glow and to burn against odds for 8 days by lighting our own candles in our homes. The first night of Chanukah, which was last night, we lit one. Tonight, being Shabbos, we light 2 candles before the Shabbat comes in, and so it is each night of Chanukah we'll add a candle. So 2 messages about the light of Chanukah. The first is that light is powerful. The Talmud tells us, Ma'at ur doiche harbe choshech. A little bit of light can expel extremely pervasive darkness. And sometimes we are so concerned about getting rid of this problem and that difficulty, we totally focused on the problems of our life. We become burned out. We are unable to keep up our energy levels because there are so many problems to deal with. There's another approach in life, and that is to ignite our souls with joy and happiness and focus on a positive area that sheds light on our life. And when the positivity and the light begins to shine, so many of the problems that were weighing us down become dispelled automatically because our mind and our headspace is in a much more positive place. So the first message of light of Chanukah is to make sure that we bring light into our lives, positive illumination. Because when we focus positively, we're able to dispel so much of the darkness. And the second message I want to share with you this Chanukah is the Cruze of oil. This tiny cruse of oil that they found that was uncontaminated. And when they lit that oil, it continued to burn beyond the natural order. Every single one of us, in the disarray of our lives, when things seem to be falling apart, when we are unable to find a way forward because there are so many issues, we have to know that there is always a cruse of oil, a tiny bit of that substance that is our core and our inner strength of soul, that is not defiled, that is impervious to the actions of the Greeks or whatever enemy wants to attack. And when we access that inner cruse of oil, that inner core of our soul, and we ignite that, then it miraculously continues to burn beyond the natural order. We have strength beyond what we believe we actually have. So the miracle of Chanukah beckons to all of us to find that inner cruse of oil, that tiny little bit of self that is never contaminated. It is something that is connected to Hashem always, and we are able to withstand with that all the pressures of life around us. So may this Chanukah challenge us to shed light and to thereby dispel all the darkness. May it challenge us to look inwards and to find this tiny personal cruse of oil and what it symbolizes, our inner self that remains always attached to Hashem. When we access that, there is no limit to how much good we are able to achieve in this world. May the light shine. May we connect ourselves to the light. May this festival of Chanukah dispel all the darkness around us. May this beautiful Chanukah bring in only happiness and joy to our people, to our families, and to ourselves. Have a beautiful Shabbos and a beautiful Chanukah.